Well, before I get into my post game, the game's still going on, but the result has been made clear. There really isn't much more of a point in waiting. Back when I was about 4 years old, I remember I that was the last time I ended up crapping my pants. I did it on accident, and I remember right after I did it, I immediately went up to my mom and said, "Mother, I crapped myself," and then I just started crying. That year was the last time Tennessee has beaten Alabama. 14 straight years in a row. We've taken an L to these bums. If you're here to watch me rage, hate to inform you, you're not going to get any of that. I'm just going to come out here and just speak the facts. There's no point in raging anymore, considering where the season is at already. So let's just get right into this. The game's still going on, but there's only a minute left. Yeah, of course. Yeah, here we go. Nick Saban sure did look pissed beating Tennessee. That should tell you everything you need to know about how bad we are. Congratulations, Jeremy Pruitt. We've gone from a 8-game winning streak to a 3-game losing streak. All of those being blowout losses. We've got Arkansas next. Are they going to blow us out too? I don't know. Maybe. We'll just have to see. The only thing is about this loss, Jarrett Garantano, German Ammo, whichever you want to call him, he's not to blame here. Now, there is a amount of blame that you could put on him, but really, you just have to blame the entirety of this team. The team itself just looked garbage today. This is the worst offense I've seen in years. This offense is just atrocious. They don't even look like it doesn't even look like they're playing for Tennessee out there. We had more punts today than we had big plays. In fact, we've had more punts today than we've had big plays all freaking season long. Jim Chaney can't keep track of how many yards it takes to get a first down. He's out there running halfback draws on 3rd and 10. Defense sucks too. The tackling is just overrated for them, apparently. Tackling is just no longer needed at Tennessee. Apparently, what we do at defense now is we make sure to tackle them, yes, but we make sure to wait until they've already got 20 to 30 yards to tackle them. So good job. Good job, defense. Good job. Took y'all long enough. Golly. Mac Jones is out there burning our freaking secondary. And our secondary was doing a good job covering. It wasn't even like they weren't there. They were there. It's just every time Mac Jones threw the ball, the receiver that had triple or double coverage around him caught the ball because they stand there and look at him and go, "What? What happened?" Oh my gosh. It's embarrassing. It is just flat out embarrassing at this point. I told you already, the offense sucks. The defense is sucking too. It's just the same thing on repeat. Nothing different. This entire season has just been the same problems on repeat. Nothing different. No issues have been solved. In fact, we've created more issues every single week. We are the only team capable of creating more issues than we are solving them. That's embarrassing, but that's us. That's Tennessee for you. And the whole team at this point just looks completely lost. Nobody's doing their stuff. Nobody's doing their job right. The only people that are doing their job correctly and perfectly is, of course, the wide receiver core and maybe the defensive line. Anything else about this game that I need to cover? I could talk about the offensive line, but you all have already heard me enough talk about that. I'm ashamed. I get it. Nobody expected us to win against Alabama. Not even keep it close. But that isn't even the point. That's not even the point why I'm angry about this loss. The team just looks like one fat disappointment. I mean, week after week, you expect improvement, and what happens? We create more issues than we do solve them. But of course, we're just one more recruiting class away, just one more year away from getting to that point where we can compete with these teams. It's not happening. It's just not happening. Every year, it's the same thing with Tennessee. This is nothing different from what we've already experienced. The cycle is repeating before our very eyes. There is no next year this will happen. No. It's just not happening. I highly doubt that we can just compete with any of these good teams. Of course you can throw for 300 yards against terrible defenses like Missouri. You can't do that against Alabama, Georgia, and even Kentucky. You saw how that worked out. Time for a new mask. I have to keep on putting this thing above me because it keeps on falling off. Well, I'm running out of excuses to cover you, Pruitt. I really am. I trusted you without doubt several times already. I mean, you can only take so much as a Tennessee fan. Year one, when you got blown out by most of the games you played, I mean, all the ranked teams whooped you. Blown out by Mizzou and Vandy and finished out 5-7. That was the first year. I let that go. Second year, you start out losing to freaking Georgia State and BYU, but you come out and beat a whole bunch of nobodies to have an 8-game winning streak. I let that go. Year 3, we come out, and now we're blown out 3 times in a row. One of those being to a team currently getting destroyed by Missouri, the only team that we've beaten this year besides South Carolina, which I don't even know how we did that. Thanks, South Carolina special teams. I can only cover for you so much, Jeremy Pruitt. I'm sick of it. I really am. As for the game itself in Alabama, congratulations to all the Alabama fans here. Law Tide, Ballard Sports Media, Jeff Webster, I guess technically Fries Up in the ATL. Whatever. Those are the only Alabama fans I really interact with throughout this community. If I'm missing any, feel free to say their names in the comment section. Those are the only ones that hang around my community, so that's the only ones that I really know. I'm sure I will know more down the line, and I will make sure to shout all of you out the next time we get blown out by Alabama. As for Jalen Waddle, that is awful. That is such a tough loss for Alabama. He was a really fun player to watch, and it's awful that he went down. I'm hoping for a very, very quick recovery for Jalen Waddle. Thoughts and prayers coming from me for him. Well, that pretty much sums up all my thoughts here. I could go into a deeper context about the rest of the whole situation, how the game turned out, but it would just be a repeat of the stuff you've already heard for the past 2 weeks, except I'm not screaming it this time, I'm just telling you. If it's not already ingrained into your head now, it should be down the line, because, it's apparent to me that we're not willing to solve any of these issues that we're having, so we're bound to see this same issue again. So congratulations, Alabama, for beating us the 14th time in a row and still being undefeated against all Saban assistants. I highly doubt that there will come a time that the Vols get one over Nick Saban because we just can't. We just can't. We haven't beaten any top 10 teams in a very long time, so I don't know. Somebody please beat Florida and knock those bums out of the top 10 so that way we'd finally have a chance to beat them. Jim Chaney versus Todd Grantham. What a freaking matchup that'll be. The excuses are running out. I mean, the team out here today really did look like the intern on Alabama's sideline who washes Nick Saban's car for a living was coaching Tennessee. So good job. And that's all I really have to say. My final question, though, and I have a feeling that a lot of Tennessee fans share this same type of issue with me. Why in the world was Harrison Bailey not in the field in the fourth quarter? It was clear that we were not going to win that game by the end of the half. Or the end of the first half. So why in the world was Harrison Bailey not out there getting some play time out there on the field? Yeah, I know he might have not done well because it's freaking Alabama he's playing against. But why not give him some time in a game that we already know we're going to lose? Brian Mauer's out there with 4 minutes left in the game, but unfortunately, halfback draws aren't going to do him any good. I wonder why. Tell me in the comment section. That way I'll be able to read something and pass the time until we get blown out again!